Hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? It's like the 74th of March, I think. Day 16-ish of this quarantine we've got going on. My name is Bree. I am the Bree portion of Beyond Fit with Mel and Bree, obviously. And no, I don't normally wear glasses. I don't need them, but I'll come back to that in a second. So I'll wait just a couple seconds to see if anybody wants to say hi before I get going. But I hope you guys are hanging in there and that you're healthy and you're staying sane and that you're getting outside. Hey, Jelana. I hope that you're able to get outside and soak up the vitamin D even when it's overcast outside. You can still benefit from that. I hope you're doing well, girlfriend. Good to see you on here. Thanks for hopping on. Thank you. Gotta love filters, right? I wish I could just walk around with a filter all day long. So I'm going to go ahead and jump in. So on my other page the other day, hey, Randy, I posted some tips for sleep. I am one of those crazy people that is really regimented with my sleep. I do not do well if I am getting, if I get less than 7 hours, it's bad. Like, you just don't want to be around me. So sleep is something that's super duper important for me. Oh, you're so sweet. Hey, Mel. And I'm really, really strict on that when it comes to my girls. Part of that is because I had twins, and for our sanity, we got them on a schedule, like straight out of the gate. So sleep was like really, really important in how we stayed sane, right? And we've carried that through. They're 10 now, and they still have a very strict bedtime, except for the weekends. And they're just better, happier little people when they get sleep. So anyway, I wanted to go over some of those tips again really quickly. Hi, Mom. And then I'll tell you why I'm wearing these and share with you some other things that I do to help promote better, more restful sleep. And I understand that, full disclosure, my sleep is not the greatest right now. Sometimes I'm out like a light, and the other times my mind's just spinning with all the stuff that's going on. So I'm not telling you this, if you go do, these steps and use these things that I use, like you're magically going to sleep great and have no stress. But if these are things that you can implement now, when things do get ramped up and get back to normal, you may see some really nice improvements in your overall sleep and other things. So, all right, let's get to it. My hair is flying in my mouth. It's driving me nuts. Okay, so you've probably heard a lot of these, but I'm going to go over them again quickly. Ditch the electronics before bed. At least an hour, if not 2, but I get it. We're all on our phones for business and just all the things. So if you can at least ditch your phone, your laptop, iPad, whatever, even TV for an hour before bed, what that's going to do is help kind of calm your brain down a little bit, right? Especially if you're watching the news. Stop watching the flippin' news, especially before bed, because whether you realize it or not, it's playing over in your mind constantly. If you are going to be on electronics, like a lot of us are, that's what these are for. Now, these are a super cheap pair, and you can tell because they're a little yellow, like my face is not that yellow, and you can see the reflection. They don't have an anti-glare thing on them. I got them on Amazon. I think we got a 2-pack for $20. There's really good high-end blue blocking glasses that you can get, but a cheap pair works fine too. So when the sun goes down, you want to put your blue blockers on. Remember the old school blue blockers? Hey, Courtney. That was for sunglasses though, I think, right? Or for night driving? Anybody remember that? Anyway, so we wear these at night. The girls have a pair too. We put them on when the sun goes down because it helps to calm that blue light, which is what's keeping our mind going. And the overhead fluorescent lights and all that, that's another thing that's keeping our brain turned on. So ditch the electronics. Wear blue blocking glasses when the sun starts to set. Keep your room dark and cold. Your bedroom should be your sanctuary. Get blackout shades if you can get your hands on some of those. Amazon will probably still deliver them. A white noise machine, or most phones, I know the iPhone at least, you can get a free white noise app. Put white noise on your phone to help dampen things out. I know that's a little harder if you've got little bitty babies and have a video monitor or monitor in your ear. I don't recommend blocking out your children. It's frowned upon. There's other apps. There's one called Calm. It's kind of a meditative or app that'll kind of lull you to sleep. You can listen to stories that are read in like a nice, calm manner, if you will, that can kind of help put you into sleep as well, and they'll automatically shut off. So that's something you can research for your respective platform that you're using, iPhone or Android. Reducing caffeine after 4 for a lot of people. I personally have a really high tolerance for caffeine. I can drink caffeine later and I can go to sleep. That's just me. But now is the time to figure out, are you sensitive to that? Well, maybe you need to cut back a little bit. Take a hot bath or a hot shower. I love to take a bubble bath, really like stupid hot, and read a book. That's my unwind time. Read or listen to a book. I prefer an actual book over Kindle. That's just my personal preference. And I don't like having my phone in my hand, which is ironic because I have my phone in my hand, more than necessary. I like to have that actual book, and I feel better about having a book in the bath versus an electronic device in the bath. It's just, I'm super clumsy, so that's a recipe for disaster. Hot tea, obviously do decaf, is another great option for the evening. You can journal, meditate, prayer, whatever aligns with you. Make sure you have comfortable sheets. It makes a difference. I understand everybody has a budget, but find the best quality sheets that your budget allows, because it does make a difference. If your bed is an inviting, comfortable place where you want to go, it's going to help. Make sure you have comfy jammies, or whatever you're sleeping in is something you actually like. That whole Marie Kondo, if it doesn't bring you joy, trash it. Well, trash it and get you something that does. And again, making sure your room is nice and inviting. And we try to keep everything out of our bedroom. So I'm not a very clutter type person anyway, but I don't allow the girls really in here very much. Well, one of them slept in here last night, but we don't allow like toys and all kind of just crap to pile in it. Like, this is my room, so stay out of it. But it should be yours. And ideally, all of your meals should be completed 2 hours before you go to bed. And I understand, like quarantine, we're all snacking a little bit more, we're watching movies, we're hanging out. But if you can bump that back, even 5-10 minutes, like 30 minutes, and then maybe the next night you aim for 45 minutes before bed, just those little bitty increments will make a difference. But the reason we do that is because it's aiding in your digestion. So if you can cut back eating, you're giving your body the rest it needs to actually digest your food. And then the last thing I want to touch on, and then I'm going to show you a couple quick things that I actually use that may benefit you as well. Hey, John. Hope you guys are doing well and staying healthy. Let's talk about a routine. So most of us have a morning routine for ourselves to get up, get the kids ready, go to work, whatever. When we also have a nighttime routine for the kids, right? But how many of you have a routine for yourself? Do you have a true unwind time, like at this time? And I know that can change because things happen, but do you have a set routine that helps your body prepare for bed, that's saying, hey, it's time to kind of chill out a little bit? So, hey, Jason, long time no see. Hope you guys are well. I need to stop interrupting myself because I'm getting squirrel. But there are certain things that we do around here that kind of signal to our body, hey, it's time to chill out and rest. Some of those would be turn off the overhead lights. We'll use just one light that we have over the kitchen table because it's a lot dimmer than the fluorescent, like the canned lights in the kitchen, right? One of the girls has a salt lamp in her room that she turns on and uses that as her night light, actually. And we've got, in our hallway, we have night lights plugged into the outlets, but they also double as flashlights. But the cool thing is they have 5 or 7 different colors. We got them at Costco last year, I think. But we have them set to red. And the reason why you want to turn toward red or even candlelight or salt lamps is because that red soft light mimics the sun going down, which is what our ancestors used. That's how they used to go to sleep, by the fire, right? Okay, the sun went out, turn the fire on or start a fire, and that's how they went to sleep. So that kind of syncs up with our circadian rhythms, which is the topic for another day, but that can kind of help signal, hey, it's time to chill out and settle down and get some sleep. So With that, I'm going to flip this around. I'm going to try. I always mess this up. And I want to show you the alarm clock that I use. I got it for Christmas on Amazon, and I will post a link under this video too, because I know a couple people, hey Cindy, have got this alarm clock and they swear by it. So if you have got it and it's working for you, I'd love for you to comment, because I know some people are probably like, oh, she's just saying that. I'm not getting paid for this. I just love the freaking alarm clock. Oh yeah, diffusers are good. I wish we could use diffusers. My husband is allergic to essential oils. He literally gets vertigo and it's horrible. We had to find that out the hard way. So I use a little bit of some kind of essential oils when I in like my cleaning products, but otherwise we cannot have anything in our house. It's awful. And I miss my candles and all that stuff so much, but we don't do that either. Which if you go listen to the podcast that just went live today, you'll find out why we don't use any of that. But yeah, anyway, okay, let me flip this around and get back on topic because I'm a squirrel. Oh yay, I did it. Okay, so here's my journal. This is what works for me. Let me flip this back around. So full disclosure, I am a horrible prayer. And if you're not a religious person, this doesn't matter. I'm not going all preachy on you. But I am one of those people that's like, man, I wish I could whip out a prayer like that. I'm one of those. It's like, hey God, it's me. Thanks. Everything's great. Yeah. So what I started doing a year or two ago was writing it out. So it's kind of my journal and my prayer thing, but I do this before bed. Because it kind of gets out my thoughts for today. I'm able to show gratitude, share what's on my mind, what's in my heart. And then if it works for you, you can also use it as a way to do a brain dump. And that's something I forgot to mention earlier. What happens is we have so many things going on in our brain all day long, especially if you're a mom and now you're homeschooling and running a business and you've got a spouse and a house to run. Your mind is just going 90 to nothing. So doing this brain dump or prayer journal or meditative, whatever you want to call it, gets everything out of your brain and onto paper. And it's kind of a cathartic thing just to get it all out, put it on paper, and then you can go back and reassess and be like, okay, well, I know that this is on my list, but that's really not that important that I get that done. So I can kind of let that go. And I can give you some more tips on how to do a proper brain dump if you'd like them. But thanks, Courtney. Yeah, seriously, world's worst prayer ever. It's like, dear God, it's me, Margaret, or however that goes. Okay, back to the alarm clock. Okay, so this little guy, I'll turn it around. It's Fitfort brand. Can you see that? So it's just some off-brand or whatever from Amazon. Praying at bedtime is a go-to for me to help me fall asleep. Yeah, for sure. And there's been so many times where I just fall asleep doing that too. And I'm like, he knows what I mean, right? Okay, so this alarm clock, obviously it's a clock. You can set the alarm to whatever time. There's 2 different alarm settings you can set. And it also has a little FM radio on it too, which I don't ever use because I don't care about that. But so do you see how it's glowing right now? You can change let me see if I can. I don't ever change this part of it. So bear with me. Okay. See how it's getting brighter? It'll get super bright and dim. Well, you can also reverse this. So what's going to happen is if you have it on the nighttime setting, it's going to be bright. And as it gets closer to your set bedtime, it's going to get dimmer and dimmer and dimmer. And then on the flip side, in the morning, it slowly wakes you up and there's like a ton of different, I think there's like 10 different presets for noises and like birds chirping, wind chimes, water, whatever. Anyway, but it'll slowly light up and get brighter and brighter to mimic the natural sunrise. Guys, I am not kidding you. If you get this and then you go back to your iPhone or whatever you're using as an alarm clock, it is night and day. Because there's times I don't always use this. I'll just use my phone, which is another bad habit. You shouldn't keep your phone by your bed. But it's like jolt awake. Oh my gosh, this is like, okay, I'm up, right? And I usually want to hit snooze. With this alarm clock, it's like the birds are chirping. You're like in a fairy tale. What is it? Snow White, and she's waking up and the birds are chirping around her head like, good morning. And that is so not me. I am not a morning person. I'm sure some of you can attest to that. Hey, Crystal.
So it is night and day difference, and it's Amazon. If you're like, Brienne, you're full of crap, it didn't work for me, then just return it and get your money back. It's Prime. But I highly, highly recommend you trying it. If not for you, maybe you've got some grumpy old teenagers or kids that are really hard to wake up in the morning. Try it. It's worth it. I think it was under $30. I don't know. Like I said, I'll include the link in the comments for you guys. I love mornings. See, you're like my polar opposite, Mel. Polar opposite, you and your bleach. Oh, good Lord. So anyway, I just wanted to share those tips with you. If you guys have any questions, let me know. I'm happy to answer anything that if I skipped over it or didn't provide enough detail for you. Yes, we do. Yeah, give it a try, Cindy, for sure. And let me know what you think. I swear I need to get set up with an affiliate link for these guys. But yeah, I hope that helps some of you. And I know that these times it's unnerving. The unknown is scary. We are all in the same boat. I'm very grateful and thankful for everything that we have and where we're at right now. But that doesn't mean, Melissa, you're killing me. That doesn't mean that I'm not stressed and worried too. You know, we all show it differently. So if there's something I can do to help you through this time, whether it's listen or talk through things or put you through a good stretch and exercise routine, virtually, of course, from the safety of your own home, just to give you some stretches to help some alleviate stress. I know Mel's got some great options too. We are here for you guys, and that's it. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope y'all are having a great day, and get out and get some sunshine. Talk to you later.